All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into something that crosses the desk of literally every busy corporate professional. Yet, it's constantly misunderstood. International travel insurance. Okay, let's dive into this because we're not going to talk about travel insurance as some afterthought or a little box you check at the very end of booking a flight. No way. We're going to look at it for what it truly is, a critical corporate asset and an absolutely essential piece of your risk mitigation strategy.
So I've got to ask you a serious question. For your next high-stakes business trip, have you actually bought your international travel insurance yet? And I don't mean generally having some vague corporate coverage. I mean, is your upcoming specific itinerary truly secured? Far too often, executives will secure the flights, they'll lock down the hotels, and arrange all the high-level meetings, but then they leave the actual financial protection of the whole shebang completely up in the air. I know your time is money, so here's our brisk executive-level agenda. First, the high stakes of business travel. Second, buy before you book. Third, protecting your business itinerary. Fourth, passports, permits, and eligibility. And finally, mastering the fine print. All right, let's get right into it.
Section 1, the high stakes of business travel.
Look, a ruined itinerary out in the field isn't just a minor inconvenience where you miss out on a day of sightseeing. It's a direct financial risk and, honestly, a massive loss of corporate opportunity. As the source material makes incredibly clear, life is unpredictable, and in the corporate world, unpredictability equals financial risk. You absolutely have to protect your bottom line from unexpected events. We're talking about medical emergencies in a foreign country, a sudden family crisis back home, or even intense work-related issues that just completely derail your plans. Getting an early travel insurance policy acts as a vital financial safeguard against these very real variables. Moving on to Section 2, buy before you book. Now, this strategy actually challenges a really common misconception. Most people will book their flights and hotels first, treating the insurance as a total afterthought. But to properly manage your risk, you need to pivot your strategy to purchasing insurance the exact moment a destination and a rough itinerary are set. Step 1, decide your destination. Step 2, buy the insurance. Step 3, finalize your actual bookings. Why do you need to act so early? Well, because insurers literally do not offer international coverage once your journey has actually started. You absolutely have to lock it in before you embark.
Purchasing insurance immediately after planning saves money and massively reduces your risks. First off, it allows you to recoup those steep, non-refundable early trip cancellation expenses if things go sideways before you even leave. Second, and this is a huge one, it secures your coverage for pre-existing medical conditions during international travel. Many policies have strict clauses that entirely exclude pre-existing conditions if you don't buy the insurance within a specific, really tight time frame before booking your trip. Do not leave this to chance. And finally, acting early activates certain pre-departure benefits that kick in before you even pack your bags.
Section 3, protecting your business itinerary.
For professionals with back-to-back, highly choreographed corporate schedules, you need specific coverages that act as a total schedule safeguard. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it compares two very different scenarios. Consider the reality of getting stuck in transit. If you hit a travel delay, say due to bad weather or an airline strike, and it lasts for more than 6 continuous hours, the insurance pays out a lump sum. On the other hand, a missed connection is completely different. If you miss a connecting flight at an intermediate port and are delayed for over 12 hours, you can claim reimbursement for your actual boarding and lodging costs. Knowing the difference between these two coverages is absolutely essential for managing a disrupted itinerary. But, what if you actually make it to your destination, and then a sudden crisis forces you to completely abandon the trip? Well, that's exactly where trip interruption coverage steps in. It provides reimbursement for your unused, non-refundable trip costs if you're forced to return home early due to covered reasons. If a massive work emergency pulls you back to headquarters, this policy financially backs you, ensuring your business doesn't just eat the entire cost of the aborted trip.
All right, Section 4, passports, permits, and eligibility.
Before you get to enjoy any of these benefits, you must meet some strict compliance prerequisites. You can't just click Buy Now and hope for the best. The source outlines very specific, valid categories for this type of coverage. You're eligible if you hold an Indian passport, or if you're an NRI with an Indian passport. Dual passport holders are covered too, provided one of them is Indian. Crucially, foreign nationals working in India are eligible if they hold a valid Indian work permit, and OCI, or Overseas Citizen of India, cardholders are covered as well. But here is the major caveat for all of these. Your passport, your work permit,
or your OCI card must remain valid for the entire, uninterrupted duration of your trip. If it expires mid-trip, you risk a complete denial of coverage.
Section 5. Mastering the fine print.
Please do not view the terms and conditions as just dry boilerplate reading to quickly scroll past. They are a mutually binding business contract between you and the insurer. The policy explicitly states, by purchasing the insurance, you declare that all statements and answers provided by you while buying the policy are true and accurate. So the crucial point is this: there are severe consequences for providing incorrect information. The insurance company explicitly states they will only be liable under the contract if your provided information is correct. Any inaccuracies mean total non-liability for the insurer. Your safety net vanishes instantly. Poof, gone.
The fine print also dictates exactly how the insurer is going to interact with you. When you agree to the terms, you're officially authorizing communication through specific channels: email updates, SMS notifications, WhatsApp messaging, and direct welcome or service calls. As an executive, if your business travel plans suddenly require immediate policy support while you're abroad, your first step is to utilize these exact authorized channels. This is how you're going to trigger active service interventions, get immediate policy status updates, and receive your renewal reminders.
So, to summarize, understanding and agreeing to these terms is absolutely vital. You must review the T&Cs and your communication preferences before making that purchase. If you have queries, clarify them early with the provider. Doing this guarantees a crystal clear understanding of your rights and your mutual obligations, and it ensures you aren't left holding the bag if disaster strikes.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. We've seen how unpredictable travel is, how acting early saves money, and just how strict that fine print can actually be. So I'm going to ask you one last time. Is your next business trip actually fully secured from a risk management perspective? Or are you simply booking a flight, crossing your fingers, and leaving your company's bottom line entirely to chance? Don't wait until you're stranded. Lock in your corporate risk strategy today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.